Hi everyone, it's Vicki at Stamp with Vicki. Thanks for joining me today. So today we're going to create a couple of fun projects using the Gnome for the Holidays stamp set. And for the card, I've actually paired that along with the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. And you can see I have some snowflakes in the back there on the card. Pick that up so you can get a closer view. Isn't that adorable? I just love her. She's just happy little gnome. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do have two projects for you today. And all the details on products that I've used and measurements and all of that will be listed under the description, in the description under the video. And if you find that you like my cards and card making, then I'd love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Stamp with Vicki, and you can do that right below the video as well. And then remember to click on the little bell to receive notifications when I upload my next videos. So let me give you a sneak peek at the actual stamp sets. So this one is Gnome for the Holidays. 3 cute little gnomes and some really fun sayings. There's no place like Gnome for the Christmas season. Very cute. You're a friend like gnome other. A little Christmas wish. I think that one's just cracks me up. And holly jolly everything. So you can see we used a couple of those today, and I am pairing it with a few snowflakes from Snowflake Wishes. So I thought I should probably bring some attention to that. I forgot all about using it, that I used it. So I had to stop the video and go get it. Anyway, another really great stamp set. It's still a little bit new to me. I just received it in the mail, maybe this past week. So I need to do some more playing around with it. And I'm really excited because this is a beautiful stamp set and it has really pretty fonts. I won't go through all of the sayings with you, but you get the idea. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Bringing in a piece of scrap paper because we're gonna need that. I have used, the card base is Seaside Spray, and that is cut to 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored in the center at 4 1/4. And I'm just gonna burnish that to make the card base. And it's gonna be, we're gonna stamp it in landscape mode, I call it. Isn't that funny? Yeah, there we go. So let me grab the ink that I'm going to use. If I can find what I did with it. There it is. We're going to use Versamark for this. And we're going to stamp, I have 3 snowflakes that we're going to use. And I'm going to start with the biggest one. If you go to do something like this, you could start with any. And I am going to stamp them randomly, trying not to have too many because we have so many other, a couple other snowflakes. So there's one. I think, yes, you can see that on the screen. Okay. And then come in with, the next size. I feel like we need something there. I might leave that at that for right now. And we're going to come in with the little guy. There we go. Now some of this is going to be covered up. And you can see I actually went down a little bit further than I did on my sample, and it's fine. Actually, that'll probably be covered up. But I wanted to just go down about halfway on the background. You could go down the whole way, though, if you prefer. That's totally fine. You can make it yours. All right, let me get these stamps aside. I'm going to put this aside since it's Versamark. It stays wet for a few minutes. That's why we use it for heat embossing, which I have done on this card, but we're not going to do it in the video because it's loud. So it'll just take a few minutes to dry. So that can dry while we're working on the rest of the card. All right, so to create the card, I cut a piece of designer series paper, of the Plaid Tidings designer series paper, and it's 3 inches by 4 inches. And then you can see here, I have a little die cut of trees. And this is from the Home Together dies, and that's also found in the mini catalog. All these products are. Now I've cut it down to 4 inches because the actual die itself is a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the designer series paper. Whoops. There we go. The new Stampin' Seal is great. You only need little bits of it. And I'm going to go ahead and just line this up. I actually left myself a little bit of room for me to cut off at the end, just to make sure I had it long enough, because you know, you can cut to the same length, but sometimes the way you hold it and the paper trimmer might just be off a little bit. So what I think, one thing I want to share with you, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There we go. So do you see how that's shimmery? Let me share how I did that. Oh, I know how the dots happened. I'll explain. So I used the Frost White shimmer paint, and we sell this in the annual catalog. We have 2 colors. We have the Frost White and the Champagne Mist, and both are great for adding some shimmer and shine, which if you've watched some of my videos, I think you'll see that I love shimmer and shine. So what I did to get the look is I took this little mini water bottle and I added some alcohol to it, and I can't remember what the percentage alcohol is. It might be 70, but don't quote me on that. Either way, it works with both because I've used both, and one I think just dries a little bit faster than the other. So you're safe either way. So you're going to put some alcohol in here, and I keep one of these around so I fill it up, but you can just put, you know, a little bit in if you're not going to use it often. I use mine pretty frequently. So then what I did is I took some drops of the ink and I put it into the container, closed it, shook it up, and you can see it almost looks pearly there, but it's all mixed together. And you can put in, I don't know how many drops I put in because I just kind of pour because I like a lot of shine. So I put a lot in. You know, other people put a little bit less, so it's just kind of a personal opinion. And then you just would spray it on the cardstock. And I did that earlier because it's a mess, and I stamp it or I spray it in a box just to protect my work area. And it's not really a mess, it's just you want to protect your surface and anything around it. Although there's, you know, not a whole lot that doesn't need some shine. All right, so I would have waited to stamp, but I wanted to cut her out ahead of time. So yes, they have to be fussy cut. Yep. But it's all good. They're easy to cut out, and it only takes a second. But I think we're going to go ahead and color them. I've used the blends, and I've used various colors. We're going to start with the tree. Oops. I want to start with the light one. So this is the Flirty Flamingo blends, because I wanted pink to go along with the shade, with the, you know, specific pattern and colors in the plaid paper that I chose for this card. And obviously, again, you can make it your own. What's nice about the plaid paper is that there's tons of different patterns. They're so fun. I love that paper. I'm just adding in some darks, you know, spots, some highlights, so to speak, maybe lowlights, I don't know. I really kind of wanted it on the darker side, but I still wanted some of the lighter color to show through. So I'm just gonna go over that, and it's just gonna pull those colors in together. And then as it dries, those sharper lines, they're gonna go away. Oops, I forgot the whole bottom of that hat. Look at that. Oops. Okay, so let me get this little bottom piece. Such a cute little hat. Something about them, well, about her made me just want to do pink. I kind of like different colors. you know, at Christmas time and on Christmas cards or holiday cards. Blues. I really like pink and purple sometimes. I think last year I made a really cool purple card. So we're just going to blend that and then leave that to dry. Now I've chosen Seaside Spray to coordinate with the cardstock base or the card base. And I've used the kind of the more fine tip to color all the little dots, the Christmas bulbs, I suppose, that are on her hat. And that went really fast. So I also used this to color her dress. And I just stayed with one shade because there's not, I mean, there's a little bit of room if you want to go to the trouble of, you know, highlighting it and whatever, but that's just easy. It's quicker and it's faster. Frankly, that's why. All right, so I took, excuse me, Mango Melody, colored my star so it's nice and bright. Now for her face and her hands, her little bitty hands, we're just going to go ahead and use, we do have an ivory blend. Get her little neck and her little hands. But I often use the pale pink to color in the faces if it's, you know, a face I need to color. And then I'm going to come back with a little bit of Florida Flamingo. Give her some blush. I might go over that again. I want her cheeks rosy, but those are a little bit bright. Looks like she got into her mom's, you know, her grandmother's rouge from many, many years ago, and I remember doing that. It's kind of funny. She's so darn cute. I'm going to color her hair crumb cake. If you have a little girl, you could always color her hair to match. There we go. I'm leaving her apron white, and I am going to color, you know, the holly and shaded spruce and real red, which I need to grab. There we go. There. Okay, I'll pick her up and show you more closely in just a second. Now her shoes are going to be dark smoky slate. I use that color often for shoes and similar things when, I mean, usually they, you know, should be black or whatever if you would want them black, but then you can't really tell the difference between the black and the outline. So it's just like a shade lighter. So let me show you our lovely little gnome lady. There she is, super cute. You see her cheeks? There we go, now you can see. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the card together. I will show you what I did was I stamped Holly Jolly Everything, and I used Versamark ink. I spread some white embossing powder on it, and I heat embossed it, and that's, you know, how we get that look. But again, I did it ahead of time because, well, the embossing gun is loud, so for this, there's, you know, depending on what kind of ribbon you have, sometimes I just kind of, it's not exactly cheating, but it's kind of taking the easy way out. Use the regular Stamp and Seal adhesive. You could use, can't think and talk at the same time. Glue dots. I do glue dots a lot with ribbon. All right, so I wrapped that around, and what I'm going to do is I have this other little piece. It's maybe 3 or, well, I guess probably 4 inches-ish long. And let's see, I put adhesive there. I'm going to come over here to the left side, and I'm just going to make a knot. For this card, we're not doing a bow. but you could do a bow and then just attach it if you prefer. So I'm going to trim this down. I almost got my finger right there. Phew! That would have been ugly on a video. Pretty, right? And I like the shimmer with that. It coordinates with everything. All right. So to assemble our card, we're going to add some dimensionals on the back of the plaid piece, and we're going to add that to the card. So I'm keeping this one kind of top and bottom. Sometimes I'll put a dimensional or two in the middle, but I want it to straddle the ribbon so it kind of doesn't lay funny. All right, I think that's good. I think that's straight, hopefully. And we're going to add Miss Gnome with another dimensional. Whoops, darn it. And I'm actually going to add a mini dimensional to her hat. I'm going to get it up as far as I can, just for stability, especially if this goes through the mail. And we can add her right there. She's so cute. And then we're going to add lots of dimensionals on this project. We're going to add our sentiment up in the top left, and we are also going to use dimensionals for that. And I think we'll give that probably just one right smack in the middle. All right, I'm going to bring it down a little closer to me. There we go. I didn't grab my rhinestones. How could I not have grabbed my rhinestones? But they're right here. Okay. So I did the unthinkable. I always add, oh, those are a little bit big. Well, I guess we'll go with it. I think these are maybe a size smaller. Yes, I did the unthinkable. Yeah, these are a little bit big, but that's all right. And I added 4, if you can believe it. So I always add 3, whether it's rhinestones or any other kind of embellishment, because it's just more pleasing to the eye. But this one, she's missing something. She's missing a little, sparkle or shine. And so I wanted to give her just a little something. And I could add Wink of Stella. Maybe, all right, you know what? I'll try that. I didn't on the other one. But maybe we could put just a little bit on her Christmas bulbs. There we go. There. I think that actually settles it. Because there's something about it that was just kind of missing. But I think that was it. So there's our card. Holly jolly everything. And it turned out great. All right. On to the next project. So for this one, I'm making, well, I guess it's a 3D. And it's fast. It's quick and easy to make. Not a lot of fuss. So this guy, isn't he cute? All right. So this is also embossed, the same thing. The white embossing powder. So I've done that as well. I'll put this over here. And then pull in the pieces for that, which are simple. We can actually go ahead and layer the plaid paper onto cherry cobbler, And the dimensions, so this one is 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/8, and the cherry cobbler is 5/8 of an inch by 3 3/8. I think that was it. Let me double check. Yep, 7/8 by 3 1/8 is the cherry cobbler strip. It wasn't quite an inch, was just a little bit too big. So, and I'm gonna, well, we could add this. Now I cut this at an angle because I think that's just what I do. And you could, or you don't have to, totally up to you. And I'm gonna leave it up towards the top just a wee little bit, and you're gonna see why. But first we're gonna go ahead and color our gnome friend. So for his hat, we're gonna use a shaded spruce. And I did use both the light and dark blends on this. Starting with the light, I'm gonna come in with the dark. Really kind of just random. They have little dots on it, so I don't know. I guess I kind of follow the dots. Whoops, oh, that's a bad day. I just got that on my background. Well, oh well. Okay. So once again, I'm just going to kind of go over it to blend it a little bit better. And then we're going to go with Mango Melody for the little Christmas bell. And we are certainly adding Link Costello to this guy. For his arms, I decided to use Cherry Cobbler. That's the red, well, in the designer paper, but also the background. So again, it's just a small area, so I just chose to use just the one color. There. I think that's his shirt and not his beard. It is now. You can sort of see his eyes, so I am going to use the light petal pink. Give him, well, so he has his eyes and his nose and his hands. And I think I gave him a little bit of leg. He really does have just a little bit of leg. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start with the light. Oops, something's dark. The light soft suede for his beard. I messed around with him and, tried a gray beard and a lighter beard. I feel like I kind of like these guys with the darker beards. Well, at least for this project. Okay. Go, curl, but he needs to be darker. So there we go. Really, my other one ended up essentially all one color, which is fine. Just kind of how it ended up. You see that? And then once again, you're kind of getting used to this little trick where you're coming in and just blending again. There we go. There. And we'll do his little legs. So I did the same trick. I used the dark smoky slate for his little shoes. And there's a little white piece left of his, I don't know, little pajama outfit. So I just added shade spruce because I wanted to stick with the the green and red theme. We're ready to put it together essentially. So we're going to take some linen thread. And this is why I kind of put, well, you know what? I guess I didn't before, but it's all right. I did this time. I'm going to wrap it around 2 times. Before I do that, I'm going to give a strip of the Stampin' Seal on the back just to help me anchor it as I'm wrapping it. It's like a, you know, an extra hand, if you will. Okay, come down here. I'm going to go ahead and tie that in a bow. Well, when you use bows, you definitely could use an extra hand. There. Luckily, I have little fingers, so that helps when I'm trying to make a bow. Little fingers. Okay. I'm going to trim down. See how that looks as we get it on there. Now, we sell the 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 inch acetate card boxes. So they're perfect for the 3 inch by 3 inch cards, which are so fun. You can put, I think, like 5 of them in there with the, you know, little envelopes. We also sell those, so that's kind of fun. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to turn it over, and I don't remember, but I think I'm going to use dimensionals. It's a good thing I looked. Okay, that makes sense. As I was grabbing my Stampin' Seal Plus, I thought, well, that's going to be a little tricky to stick on there. So I used the smaller size dimensionals, as you can see. Why not put one there? And we can just add it. Now, I would have loved to wrap it around the box, but the plaid paper is 6 by 6, and so I mean, you could meet it up in the middle, but it doesn't go all the way around. The 12 by 12 inch paper, you can cut that down to just about 8 inches, and that will wrap around. So if there's another design that you would want to use, and it's a 12 by 12, then you can go ahead and wrap that all the way around, and that's also a super cute look. Okay, so a little Christmas wish. We're going to take our friend, and you know we're going to add dimensional or 2. There we go. So this is why I used the scrap paper, although nothing went through, but I did drop the shaded spruce in my backdrop. Oh well. Son of a stamper. And I just angled him. How fun is he? You guys, he's so fun. I totally added Wink of Stella to his hat. When you are adding Wink of Stella to something that you've colored, when you finish, be mindful just to kind of wipe it off so that, you know, if in case it picks up any color, you don't want to, you know, for example, get the green into the yellow. The yellow into the green isn't that bad, but yeah. So we're also going to add a couple of the holiday rhinestones. I'm back to my 3. There we go. Probably hearing my dog looking for something. Probably, oh, he chewed up his ball the other day. Hold on, I gotta yell at it. Wait, no. Well, he chewed up his ball and it went in the trash. And silly me, I haven't taken this trash out yet. And so he knows the ball is in there. So every now and then he kind of goes to the trash can and tries to get his ball. I need to empty that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill it. Very cute, right? Super simple. I have a little bit of, not really confetti, but whatever you call that stuff. Go ahead and add that into the box. I usually will keep some of that on hand, especially around the holidays, but I'm always making some kind of something with my, some kind of 3D gift holder or something. So a little confetti adds a little bit, just the right touch, kind of finish it off. So there we go. Get this out of the way. And just going to share the card one more time. So we have Holly Jolly Everything. And she's so sweet and sparkly and fun. And a little Christmas wish. And he is as well. He is just a great stocking stuffer. So I will add this to YouTube, as you will know that by then, but I'm not going to do this video over because I just said that. So anyway, once again, all of the information that you're going to need to find any of the products that I used, it'll bring you to my blog and to my Facebook page. So all about Stamp with Vicki, you're going to be able to find that via the YouTube video in the description underneath that. So thank you so very much for joining me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great night.